do the text simulation first. It's already done here. I just want to do one more. So how to do this, how to create an animation like this. You could speak it in, you could type it in. On Windows, you can do window key plus the H for human input. So the speech recognition is built into Windows, and you can just either type it or speak it in. But you may want to add a little bit of randomness in the appearance of these letters, right? So it has that capacity to do something like that. That's the filter we've just recently released. Let me go and pause this. I'm going to erase the entire animation here. Clear all frames, and you notice I have a color that's not completely black, so it's a little bit easier to see against the black background there. And then you simply go and select the animated category, and you don't need to have so many frames allocated just yet, right? It will figure out how many you need based on how many letters you type. So it will then allocate that. I'm going to leave the current animation. We'll see that it's offering to close it off and create a new one. So I'm going to go to this new one here, Terminal Text Typer. And all that does is essentially let you type some text. And as I mentioned, you could use a microphone for this, right? So let's say if I'm holding the Windows key and H, Windows and H, that allows me, hello, are we recording this? Of course, we have the microphone perhaps taken. No, it's recording. Okay, yep, there it is. Okay, so I was afraid it might not record the audio because well, I'm recording the audio also for this screen recording. But it seems like the two are non-exclusive and can share the microphone input, which is perfect. So I'm going to go simply enable this. Would you like to play a game? And you'll notice I did not have to say question mark. Like if you're on an Android phone and you have Google Web Speech API, not quite that evolved yet. You can tell a difference here. Microsoft invested quite a bit more in making the speech recognition better before they started looking at translating. So for a couple of years already, when you ask a question, it detects it. It also puts a capital at the beginning of the letter. And if you pause and there's a comma suggested, it will find it and do just a little bit better. Oh, and on the side note, there are no winners in this game. See how there's a comma? And so that's perfect speech recognition in my books. So now, even with my German accent, right? Of course, it could be wieners here. No, it's not lunchtime yet. So I'm going to say, let's go record this. But it was a little bit too big last time, and it's a little bit longer now. So I'm going to reduce the font size a tiny little bit. You know, one thing that would be nice is perhaps to see this as a preview in the image, maybe a future release. But anyway, you have some options here. You have the option to say whether you want to see the cursor, right? And I'm going to use the default is a vertical bar, but you can change this. I made it an underscore character so that it looks like more like what you had on the Amiga or what was it, the Commodore 64. As you typed, you had this little underline character. We're going to simulate that. There's a random time appearing from one letter to the other. If you uncheck it, it's going to be one exactly at the same interval from one character to the next. But you can add a little bit of delay here. And if you want to make it look like this guy is hesitating, you know, that wouldn't be coming from a computer unless it's a real AI. And so you could say, yeah, okay, let's give it some delay. And then sometimes some letters will come in a little bit faster, maybe a whole word at a time, and then pause a little bit and so on. I don't think it's going to undo, like delete something. That will be the next thing. If we can also simulate somebody actually deleting some letters and go back a couple of characters. Anyway, we've got this. Let's go. And we have 539. Let's hope that's going to be fitting in 32-bit application space. So we see it rendering, and then it's going to do some expansion on the letters based on how much we want to randomly separate the time. So it's doing some extra calculation. You see that now populating the frames. And then there's another pass, and I'm not sure exactly, but maybe Dan can explore a little bit and explain what sort of things and magic is happening here, because there's quite a bit of time saved when you use this, right? Because imagine you're doing a science fiction movie and you want this to appear on a TV screen or on a monitor or on a handheld device, like you're being summoned by the board computer or the AI to entertain it or else. So here it is. Hello, Dave. Would you like to play a game? No, we don't send this out to audio. That would be the next phase, right? And we actually can do that with Vovsoft, VOVSOFT. I highly recommend it. They have a couple of tools, really affordable. I mean, that's perfect for indie game developers. If you have Vovsoft for speech generation, so you type text, and like here it appears gradually typed in the different fonts and colors. Well, you can also have it come back to you in audio, but with a different accent or different, language base. So you can make it sound like a female Italian speaking to you, the type of dream computer voice you would want to have when you're alone in space, right? So it's just one of many things that can contribute to making a little science fiction movie or just something for the big screen, right? So enjoy. Hope you like this. Please comment on in the comments section, of course, and like it and repost it all you can. Let's bring down this internet. We can dream. All right. Talk to you soon.